Good day, everybody. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel, and you see it there. Today, we've got a triple header. Let's go. First up, War 4 versus RNR. I've got a 5-fight war, and we're kicking it off with Shuri versus Attuma. Here, just going through my usual boost checks. Want to make sure I've got a handle on the fight, the boosts, what the nodes are. I have tweaked my process, so I've been spending more time in prep, thinking through things. You could call it visualization. It's not quite that far, but I've definitely been prepping for these fights more, and you're gonna see what kind of results that gives us. So the goal in this Shuri fight is to make sure that we do not beta heavy when he has debuffs on him. Outside of that, this is a straightforward fight. All of the fights in this video are going to be sped up for sake of time. And yeah, let's go. We want to get the parry so we can get our charges up, put the shocks on him. We could bait heavies now, but we want to slow that down when the time comes. Get our shocks going. And now we're just living the life, trying to bait this special, keep our spacing up. Knock them down. Here we go. Boom. Get our precision passives up. And that's an easy squeezy Attuma, ladies and gentlemen. Completely cooperative. Now moving on to the classic APOC versus Kingpin. I believe this is the first war where I haven't brought cable with APOC. So I was a little hesitant, but I know it can be done. I'm not worried about it. It's just being war. I'm always sensitive, right? We're on a deathless streak. We're trying to maintain that deathless streak. Putting myself in the best position to be successful is important to me because that helps me support the Alliance. We're trying to get victories here. Checking my boosts, make sure everything looks good. You can see I got the class boosts on. Get that power back since I don't have a cable. Always double checking, always triple checking. Checking the boosts, checking the nodes, thinking about the fight, taking my time. I know it's a long process, but you'll see in this video, I think it pays dividends. So we hop in and it's slow and steady. We're gonna bait SP1s, get debuffs on the man. And yeah, you're gonna see it's pretty straightforward. APOC is a beast. I love him. I'm heavily debating on taking him to rank 5. If I get a gem from 8.3 and it's mutant, it may not be Kitty. He may very well be the granddaddy himself. Next up, we got Void versus Hype. This is a straightforward fight as long as I get the petrifies up. And you know how that can be with Void. You never quite know how it's going to work out. So again, we're checking nodes, we're checking boosts, making sure we got a handle on what's going on, how things are going to interact. Make sure we protect ourselves, get that invul up. You know how Hype gets with that SP 1, 2, 3 thing, power gain. You know how it is. Knock them down, get things moving. Now we're just trying to build those debuffs. Thankfully, he's playing ball, at least throwing his SP2s, and you can see Petrify is the last thing that gets up. Man, it was so annoying, but thankfully he was cooperating. I had the invul. It wasn't a big deal, but it's just a picture-perfect epitome of the trouble that can happen in a Void fight. All right, moving on, we got Zemo. Zemo on 34 is a little tough. I don't like fighting Zemo, but at least on this node set, I can keep him to the SP1. And that's gonna come up in a later war you're gonna see. Probably not in this video, but yeah, we like Zemo's SP1. We do not like Zemo's SP2. So again, checking the nodes, checking the boosts, checking the boosts, checking the nodes, prepping the mind. And in we go. The method for this fight's straightforward. Bait special ones. We know that he is going to root us at some point in time if he cleanses. This node forces him to cleanse, so it's good placement. So the goal is to throw a special when he has one cleanse charge. That way, it will bypass the root and allow us to just keep moving. And you can see it works flawlessly in this fight. He's throwing, we're throwing, fight's going, and that's one dead Zemo. Let's get it. Last up in War 4, we got a Mangog. There he is on Conflictor. That big bad boy. Now I was stressing this fight. Looking at my void, you see that green bar around him. I threw SIGs in there. Getting in, throwing on my war boosts, making sure I'm ready to go. But I didn't sit and think about the fact that we have tactics at play. So I'm trying to figure out, man, how am I going to trigger this Conflictor? How am I going to make sure I get my debuffs up? And I was stressing, doing my duels, trying to think the fight through. But I hop in, we start going, and right off the bat, I trigger it and I go, whoa, what's going on here? I'm triggering the Wither from the tactic. So immediately I do a 5-hit combo, dumb. But I'm just testing what's going on because I realize this fight's now way in control. I was worried about things I didn't need to be worried about. This Mangog is effectively going to cooperate the whole way. We just need to make sure we don't get hit, don't do anything dumb, but you can see his power is a no-go with all these debuffs. Void's an absolute monster with this tactic. I love it. Later in this video, you're gonna see Void up at rank 4. It was a great excuse to rank him up for this war season, next BG season. And him being a SIG 200 champ, I don't feel bad about committing to him all the way because that 7-star won't be good for a few years. Easy game, easy life, the GOG is down. And there you see it. I couldn't be more pleased. In War 4, BG3 gets themselves a donut. Great work, gentlemen. Nicely done. We played like a legitimate Masters Alliance, a 4-death war. It was an amazing thing. Best performance I've ever been a part of. Can we keep it going? Let's find out as we get into War 5. Here in War 5, we're taking on the Kingslayers. I think at this point in time, we were right on the cusp of Masters and they were right in Masters. So I was pretty hyped going into this war. Amped, I want to do well, I want to crush it. I get to bring Hood this war, I'm excited. Got this Icarus here on this first fight. And we're going to use him for one other fight too. I love Hood, he's a great champion. So the path with Icarus is just Icarus. Try to get our staggers up, try to keep debuffs off him, try to bait specials. He's playing ball at first. He gets a little bit, you know, Icarus-y, but it's how it goes. It's not a big deal. MD's gonna get us there. Go to the SP3. I was expecting it though. That's why I baited the special. He's throwing, he's cooperating. We're calling it good. Get him down. Easy squeezy. That's Hood doing Hood things. Next up, we got Hulk in this war. No APOC this time. Hulk versus the typical Dragon Man. Don't want to knock Dragon Man down, though at this point we know that with the tactic, it doesn't matter. You're not going to take degen damage, so this is about as easy a fight as you get. Now that said, I was not completely ready and comfortable with the, hey, you can knock people down, it's okay. So you're gonna see me still play this as though I can't knock him down, but at the same time, it's not a tremendous deal. Here you see, not knocking him down, I don't get a slow up, but again, as long as I don't have issues with my decks, it's not a big deal. Some 33% chance there, triggered a couple unstoppables, but it's not a big deal. Again, we are just gonna go Hulk Rampage on this guy. And Hulk is a rampaging beast. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? Done. Jamming up to section 2. We got ourselves the Domino. That's why we got Nimrod with us. As you can imagine, Also a very safe fight. I don't know the last time I died to a domino with Nimrod. I don't know that I've ever died to a domino with Nimrod. Am I gonna start now? We'll find out. Checking my nodes. I know I'm boosted. I feel good. So we hop in and we're just gonna Nimrod this woman right here. She plays ball. Don't have to deal with a bunch of going lucky. Not like when I was fighting in friendlies a couple days ago in BGs and Domino was going lucky every single bar of power. There I accidentally throw my SP2 in the wrong mode, but it's not a big deal. We're gonna knock her down, bait the special, and end the fight. And that's it. That's Nimrod, baby. So we're moving on, heading up to iDoom. In this iDoom fight, I decided to take it with Hood. Could have taken it with anyone, really. Obviously not Nimrod, wouldn't use him, although you could. Could have hulked it, but we're gonna use Hood, because we can use Hood to nullify his armor, or Fate Seal it. And then it's gonna be straightforward. Also, if iDoom's gonna get tricky on his specials and be like that, then we can just try to phase it. So, Hood's a very good matchup for iDoom, and you're gonna see that take place here. Get a nice intercept to kick it off, get him going, actually get a dex on the SP1. Sometimes I miss that. I was trying to avoid it, I wanted to be phased, but Hood doesn't care. Gonna get in and put in his work. Oh, there you see me miss that SP1 dex. Get the SP2 up, try to bait this SP2 out. You know, he gets weird sometimes. Strikers in war, baby, let's go! Love it. Give me that opening. Helps me not have to stun. And now heading to our last fight of this war. We're cleaning up a Weapon X over on Hazard Shift. Things didn't go so well for an ally mate, so Nimrod to the rescue. Again, straightforward fight. I actually prefer this to bring in Mags or someone like that for this fight, because Nimrod's so Nimrod. Such a tank. He's gonna counter Weapon X healing on every hit. And we just need to be careful with the Hazard Shift. So we hop in. As per usual, we want to beat him back. Try to give ourselves the space we need in case he gets all frisky. Had that power start boost on, because really we just want to go level 2 nuke, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Want to hit him during the bleed phase. Want to try to stay off during shock so I don't get debuffs on me. Easy game, easy life. It's a Nimrod melting him down. Unfortunately, after such a performance in War 4, we kind of go back to our old ways in War 5. Deaths went up quite a bit. And credit to the Kingslayers, they did well. So, we're heading into War 6, trying to close out the first half of the season with a bounce back, and it's a grudge match versus Next. Third time's the charm, I hope so. To beat us twice last season. Can we get him this time? I hope so. First up, we got a big, chunky, rank 2 7-star Korg, and we're gonna go with Cableless APOC. Let's go. Taking a look at our fight, checking our nodes. Yep, it's pretty low impact. Checking our boosts. Yep, get some decent boosts on again. Combat regen, don't want to use potions. And it's Next. I want these guys. I want a victory. So we go in, and it's typical APOC, man. You can't get much easier than this. Parry light, parry light, parry light. Throw the occasional heavy to keep debuffs up. I don't even know if I do that here. I'm just spamming, crushing them. And that's easy, man. APOC makes Korg a nothing fight. And that's what that was. On we move to another quote-unquote nothing fight. We've got a Mole Man. Again, another basic APOC fight. Check our boosts, check our nodes, check our nodes, check our boosts. Think about the fight, but we know how this goes, and I can assure you that this is going to go how you think it is. This takes actually a little bit longer than the Korg. You know, Mole Man's chunky, but you know, APOC just shuts everything off. He doesn't care. We're going, and this is going to be a quick fight. Had that combat regen up, so save ourselves potions, and this one is over. So, popping into section 2, we got this Juggernaut, so I get to bring Void back in. And very straightforward. Juggernaut's not a great defender. Yeah, he can give you some trouble if things get a little in the mix, but all in all, not an issue. Gonna get ourselves another combat regen on. So, the process. We gotta knock them down. We gotta put debuffs up. At least it's not a hype. We gotta worry about power gain. This one's gonna be very straightforward. Just playing ball. I'm just trying to time my special ones with the node, so that way it knocks him down. I don't have to mess with parry heavy stuff. Throw that one a little early, not a big deal, but I got another one. Knock him down. Let's get our debuffs up. Love the slow, love the withers, just increasing that void damage, and you can see he's just chipping away. We end it with the heavy, get that damage over time going, and that's void doing void things, all void-like. Last on the path, we've got this Jabari. Decent placement, but she's no Zemo. The goal is just to keep her back, know that she's maybe gonna go unblockable at some point if she shrugs. But, you know, feed her back, have her throw specials, give her the granddaddy. Let's see how it goes. You see it. She's completely playing ball. She's throwing specials for us. Not gonna mess with dexing that SP1 while ensnared. Don't want it to fail and take a massive hit. But we'll just SP1 spam till she's down. And now an old foe, Noob Master 69's rank 2 Mantis. Usually she's on the path. Smarter to move her here, though this node doesn't inherently benefit Mantis now that she's not gaining prowess anymore. So it's gonna be straightforward. Again, we got APOC in. As long as she plays ball, doesn't get too weird, it'll be okay. She actually does give me some issue in this fight, just a pinch, because she's failing my abilities, which is annoying. So you can see I tried to hit through the block earlier and get a stun. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Annoying again, but you know, all in all, APOC is a great counter to Mantis. We want to get her to SP2. The power snack's going to help with that whenever a debuff goes up. If she throws her SP1 like she does there, it's not a big deal because APOC can counter her SP1 Tranquilize, which he does, throwing in a special with Prowess. And so instead of worrying about getting out of this fast, we're going to take a step back and just focus on getting out smooth. And it goes pretty smooth. Keep jamming, get our SP1 up. She's throwing hers, but she's almost gone. Good. And now, of course, to the fight I was most worried about. This Attuma, you know, he's only gonna lose half his power when he throws his specials. He's gonna get a vigilance up when he loses a buff. I have to heavy him or throw a special or he's gonna falter me. So the goal in this fight is to make sure I have a special one to throw after I get a bar of power, but after his vigilance expires, because I do not want it to expire and me not have an opportunity to counter by throwing my SP1. So I have to wait that one out, get it off, though he gets faltered, I'm good to go, and this Attuma is just racing down. I was really worried about this fight. Sure, he's so good though. Gonna get that going, get our special out, make sure that he doesn't falter us, and boom. I mean, that's Attuma. Sure, he's a beast, but unfortunately, apparently so is Next, and they get us again, man. Third time wasn't a charm for us. They get us again, but hey, lessons learned. We're gonna come back strong, do what we can to close this season out in the second half. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. Always appreciate feedback on what I can do better. Share this, sub. Let's keep growing. Let's keep going. And until next time, peace.